directly from the vendor. I would probably I'm going to invite a couple vendors or 3 vendors to show me the demo.
Gotcha. Yep, that makes sense. All right. And then this will probably also look familiar, but and what kinds of content? What are you looking for? In those channels when you're looking. What kind of content is helpful to you?
Yeah, I do like the reference architecture because I do believe it's important, especially for long-term strategy, moving workload to the cloud, and also learning skill. Learning is important, especially for the team members, so they have some exposure. So that's one. And myself could be. It could be the cloud provider technical content that get me more involved.
Excellent. All right. And then, and what sort of actions, when you're in this consideration stage, you're building that list, like which of these things are you likely to do? Are there 2 or 3 things here that you're very likely to do as you're putting that list together?
So if I already have a trial and feel confident, then I will start to consider a proof of concept. I'll be a bit cautious because once you start a proof of concept, it feels real, right? So because there's no, I won't say free lunch, but because it's taking time from my team members when we do a proof of concept. So if I'm confident that this is something we want to really look into, I would say number 10, proof of concept, start get this going. If we feel this is very important, or more likely going to go in, I want to engage the vendor to see whether I have some training. But this assume I'm almost sort of a little bit inclined or determined to go to this vendor. If it's not 100%, I'm probably still gonna do technical content documentation and working with the vendors, whether it's partner or vendors.
Yep. Excellent. All right. And now let's move on to the actual decision stage. This is where you have your list and you're just evaluating them and choosing which platform and which vendor you're going to go with. Where do you go at this stage for information?
Yeah. So since it's later stage, I would say. There are a few, one's committee and forums, right? I want to listen to anyone saying this should not be the way to go. Just give me a sounding board that anything that I have a blind spot. Yep. The second one is very similar to peers and colleagues. Basically, again, do I have a blind spot? If I'm having capacity or funding, I do want to get a second set of eyes from whether consultant advisor who are very neutral or a more type of a Gartner industry analysis reports, so that I'll be picking something reputation-wise, brand mainstream-wise that's less likely going to be a failure.
Excellent. All right, and then in this stage, what kinds of content do you look for? What actual kinds of material are you searching for when you're making your decision?
I actually have one thing. I'm not sure it's on your stage. I do have my finance team, or used to be the vendor management team. We now do lots of vendor management team, because I do need to make sure I look into the financial situation of that company for the last 3-4 years, or what's going to be forecasting, because I don't want to move that platform or the vendor that may not survive for long term. So that's probably more on the vendor management side. POC, proof of concept, right? POT, that's type of it's important to calibrate before the final decision.
Great.
And the partner depends, right? If it's something I never implement, if it's a super large implementation, not just database, but also rewriting the whole application front end, I will talk to the partner to see can we get together and do that migration together.
All right. And I've got a few more questions, so I'm going to try and I know we're running out of time, so I'm going to try and get through these pretty quickly here. I want to show you some